If you're new to self-hosting, this might be the easiest place to start. Because normally, setting up a home server means learning SSH, Docker configurations, terminal commands, port mapping, permissions, and a few other things that make beginners immediately regret starting a home server. But Umbrel OS removes the friction from most of it, meaning there is no Docker compose file, no need to use terminal for everything, and there is no complicated installation process for each and every app. You simply open up the App Store, choose what you want, click install, and the app automatically starts downloading. And within a few minutes, it will be available on the dashboard. You can install a media server, photo backup, cloud storage, ad blocking, home automation, and many other self-hosted applications without building anything from the scratch. The entire system is controlled through a clean interface that feels much more closer to Windows or Mac OS. Your apps appear here, your files are present here, and the server settings are just a click away. And the best part is you don't even need to remember the server's IP address. Just open up a browser and type umbrel.local and you're in. The initial setup just takes about 15 minutes and you can even install it on your very old hardware. So if you have been interested in self-hosting and avoided it because it looked too technical, then UmbrelOS is something you need to try. Because it gives you a chance to understand how a home server works and doesn't force you to learn everything on day one. But remember, easy doesn't mean it's perfect. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to install UmbrelOS from the scratch, explore the interface, test the App Store, and finally the limitations with the server. By the end of this video, you'll know whether UmbrelOS is the right first operating system for your home server. So let's get started. Okay, so there are two ways to install UmbrelOS. If you're already running a home server or even running a Windows operating system, you can install it using a Docker version. But if you have an old or a spare computer, you can directly install the operating system on it. So I have the second system which will be used for this video. The installation is similar to any other Linux distros. First you download the OS, create a bootable drive using Balena Etcher, update the BIOS on the hardware, and you'll be greeted with this screen. Just click install and select your hard drive. Now go make yourself a cup of coffee. And it's done. There's no other configuration or setup required. Pretty easy, right? Now just restart the computer and open up any browser on your system and go to umbrel.local and we have a welcome screen. Click on get started. Here you just need to input your name and password. So I'll put my name and set a strong password and click on create. Launch. And done, I'm on the dashboard. And this is the biggest strength that UmbrelOS has. The clean UI, simple onboarding, and most of all, approachability to the server. The file manager here manages all the files and folders on the server, and uploading anything is just drag and drop the file. And if you want to download something, just right click on it and click on download. And it's downloaded. The App Store is right here on the dock. Click on it and it opens the App Store. There are over 300 apps here on this App Store. That is over twice more than CasaOS. And when you click on any app, it opens up a window that shows all the screenshots and a detailed description about the app. If you like it, just click on install and within a few minutes it will be installed and ready to use. It also has all the RStacks available on the server. If you haven't tried it, you can explore them here. All the apps that you install will have the IP address umbrel.local and port. So if you're installing Jellyfin, it's going to be umbrel.local 8096. This server also has one of the best safety features for beginners. You can back up your complete server right out to an SSD, and in case of hardware failure or if you delete something by mistake, you can just connect your backup and restore to a specific snapshot. Now you might be thinking, why aren't many people using UmbrelOS if it's really this good? As I already said, easy doesn't mean perfect. UmbrelOS was originally developed as a Bitcoin mining server, but over the years, the developers have pivoted towards a self-hosting box. That means the complete control that you get over a Linux distro is not available here. For instance, the major hurdle here is storage. Here, internal drive is the main storage and all the apps are installed on it. So the 256 gig SSD I have as the primary drive is all the storage I get. You can add an external drive, but configuring it to work with the installed apps is not that simple. Because the apps available on the Umbrel store is streamlined to work with UmbrelOS. and that is slightly tweaked from the official releases. Let me give you an example. For image, if you want to expand the storage, you update it on .env file. But on Umbrel version of image, it doesn't have .env file to swap drives for the storage. And if you want the external drive to appear on image, input the location path inside the Docker Compose file. Yes, that is not beginner friendly. And I think they do this because they want to sell you their own hardware. Although it looks good, I wouldn't invest $500 in this unit. Okay, so the next big issue is remote access. Most of the discussion on support threads online are saying that they are getting errors when trying to connect it to it remotely. But I tried it with Cloudflare and it worked fine. So if you're planning to host UmbrelOS and access it remotely, keep an eye out for that. Apart from these two quirks, that's pretty much it. You now have a home server running UmbrelOS. And if you have been putting off self-hosting because it all looked too complicated, I guess this proved that it doesn't have to be. Next, you're going to want to install few apps. I suggest Jellyfin for media and RStack for media automation and Image for your photo solution. I'll have all the videos linked in the description. So if this video helped, drop a like and consider subscribing because I'll be making such guides every single week. See you for now.